This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network. And joining me right now is Ewan Downie. He's the CEO of i-80 Gold Corp. It's a publicly traded company. I got two symbols for you: IAU on the TSX and IAUCF on the OTCQX. And i-80 was a participant at the Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, a hybrid event. And with that, Ewan, thank you so much for joining me today. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me on the show.
It's great to have you. And look, we've talked in the past, at your previous job at Premier Gold, but a little bit of news has happened since then. So this is our first time doing an interview covering i-80. So let's start off with a quick overview and history of i-80, and then we'll go from there.
So i-80 was created as a spin-out out of Premier Gold Mines earlier this year as Premier was taken over by Equinox. Equinox acquired the Canadian and Mexican assets, and we spun out the Nevada portfolio into what is now i-80 Gold. Equinox is a major shareholder of i-80 and a supporter financially. And just last week, we announced what we think is a very transformative transaction for the company, or a series of transactions that should result in i-80 becoming one of the most growth-oriented producers here in the junior producing state.
Well, tell us a little about that. What was this transaction that happened last week?
Our producing mine in the company is called South Arturo. It's a joint venture with Nevada Gold Mines in the Carlin Trend. And Nevada Gold Mines is a partnership between Newmont and Barrick, the world's two largest gold companies. And Nevada Gold Mines is the biggest producing entity in Nevada right now. So we had a joint venture in one of the mines, and we have now transferred our 40% interest in that project to Nevada Gold Mines in exchange for their Lone Tree deposit or Lone Tree project, which includes a full processing facility, which we didn't have before, and also the Buffalo Mountain deposit. We also entered into an agreement with Waterton to acquire the Ruby Hill property that is host to one of the largest gold and silver endowments in all of Nevada. And thirdly, we signed a term sheet with Orion Mine Finance to help us to finance building out this portfolio and becoming what we expect will be a mid-tier gold producer, entirely located in the state of Nevada.
Very good. So what would you say makes i-80 unique and different compared to some of your peers out there?
First, I think it's the growth profile. We have a significant, in fact, in the heart of Nevada and the Carlin Battle Mountain trends, these transactions will position us as the second largest holder of gold and silver resources in the state. And the transaction to acquire Lone Tree includes a processing facility that will allow us to process refractory ore. And that ability to process refractory ore in Nevada is really a barrier to entry of many companies and is almost a monopoly that's being controlled by Nevada Gold Mines for years. So as we retrofit and restart the Lone Tree site, we will become very unique as only one of three companies in Nevada. In fact, likely one of only three companies in all of the United States with the ability to process refractory ore material.
So you and I know I alluded to before that we did, we spoke in the past, we've done interviews when you were CEO over at Premier Gold. So for those who don't know your background, can you give us a full spectrum prior to joining i-80?
I started a base metal company in the late 1990s. It was my first company I started going public. The company is called Wolfden Resources, Inc. Wolfden was acquired in 2006 by Zinifex, an Australian company, or 2007, sorry. And Premier was in fact spun out of Wolfden Resources. So subsequent to that, I ran Premier for a number of years. We became a producer, built up a portfolio of projects. This year, Premier was acquired, and once again, we've done a spin out of company. So I've been involved in the mineral sector for well over 20 years, running public companies, and we've been one of the few companies in several entities that has taken a project from concept to resource to feasibility study and into production. And We plan to do that again here at I-80, but with the portfolio we've built, we expect to be much bigger here than we were going to become in our previous lives, so to speak.
Very good. So then before I let you go, from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts now, the rest of 2021 going into 2022?
We just announced this week that we've started test mining at our Granite Creek project in Nevada. The arrangement that we have with Nevada Gold Mines as part of these transactions is that until we get our facility up and running, they will provide access to their facilities. This that agreement, or those agreements, will allow us to fast track the development of our project. So we just announced this week that we've commenced a test mining program from underground at our Granite Creek project. Granite Creek is a high grade plus 10 gram deposit located immediately adjacent to Turquoise Ridge. So it's quite possible we can be ramping that up into full production early next year. And with these processing arrangements in place, we have the ability now to begin the underground program at McCoy Cove that has been on hold for about 2.5 years. And it's also a plus 10 gram deposit. So we have two of the highest grade undeveloped gold deposits in North America that we can now advance to hopefully into full production. And we're going to continue permitting our open pit projects that represent some of the highest grade open pit projects in all of North America. So we're in a position to grow quickly. We're going to have a very strong balance sheet to pull that off. And we've built a team, a terrific Nevada focused team that has a great success building mines and operating in the state.
Very good. Well, with that, Ewan, where can our audience go and find more information on I-80 Gold?
Best place to go is to our website. It's www.i80gold.com, or call the office. We're quite open in taking calls.
Very good. Well, Ewan, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck, stay safe, and I look forward to our next update.
All right, thanks. Good talking to you, Robert.
Good talking to you too. Again, my name is Robert Kraft and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we're a proud media sponsor for the Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek hybrid event. I-80 Gold participated, and thank y'all for watching.